welcome back, all you beautiful people out there in YouTube world. Um, if you watched the last video cast, thank you so much. If you haven't, then that is available on the channel. Or if you just want to watch this one, you can just watch this one. Or if you don't want to watch any of them, you have a great day. However your day goes today, I thank you for at least being here this long, and I love you. So, um, today it's an early morning day, so I got my coffee. I say early morning; it's literally 10 o'clock. That's hot. Um, yeah, it's literally 10 o'clock. But I'm not gonna waste too much time on the intro for this one, like I did the last time. There was a lot of like fumbling around and getting everything together. I think I've got everything figured out for the most part. So that being said, we're gonna hop right into the recording, go straight into the podcast, and get this wrapped up because I'm hoping to stream some more Pokemon and get caught up on Scarlet so that I can start the DLC. So yeah, let's get over to that. So I'm gonna mute my mic real quick. Same thing like I did last week. I'm gonna mute it until I come into the episode. We'll just start off from there. Hello, all you beautiful people out there in the podcast world. Um, Actually, I believe the only place I've got this posted is Spotify. Um, but anywho, we are here. We're officially into February, so that's exciting. Officially 1 month down, so 11 more to go. Um, and yeah, guys, this week has been a tough week. It has been super busy, especially at work. Um, and I think it kind of caught up with me yesterday. Uh, I'll read you my recap for yesterday here in just a second. But I'm also it's a usually I do this at the end of the day, but I don't have many plans for the day aside from doing this and then maybe streaming some. So Sunday's entry is not going to be that big, so I decided to go ahead and get it out of the way this morning so everything could be posting. Because if you noticed, I made a mistake and I forgot to post my entry till like I want to say like Tuesday, Tuesday or Wednesday. Um, so my bad, guys. For those of you that know, I try to do them every Sunday, uh, and that didn't quite work out this last week. So I'm going ahead and get this out of the way so it can be posting, so that I do not forget about it. But like I said, it's an early morning, but it's not an early morning. It's only 10 o'clock. Usually I'm up before this, but I got my coffee anyways, so so good. So we're gonna hop right into the week recap. Recap. Um, and I don't know why, but I skipped Monday. Like I don't really understand what happened at all to make me skip it. Unless I accidentally entered it. Okay, no. There it is. There it is. Okay. So I misread it at first. I just read day like 29 out of 365, the bottom part of it, because that's what I do on all my entries. I enter like, oh, we're this far through, and I just saw the 29 and thought that that was the start of the entry, and it just looked like it said done, just like the day for the entry, and it was just like done. I was like, okay, well, don't remember what all happened on Monday, but it must have been an interesting day. Um, Well, we'll start with that. So Monday. Okay, yeah, I do remember what happened Monday. See, this is why I have to keep track of it because if I don't, I will forget everything. ADHD is my friend and foe. So, anywho, straight into the week, starting at Monday. Uh, so my entry is I forgot to make this entry. Of course I did, but today was an okay day at work. I got to leave early and go look at another potential living arrangement because you all right back there, Kazooie? Um, I got to leave early because we had a drive the next day that we were supposed to be early for. So they let us leave an hour early. So, and I also got to look at another potential roommate situation because, as y'all know, that I was looking at the one. I'd heard back from them and everything was good, but I found one that was a little bit cheaper on rent that I think might work out a little bit better for me. Just depends on the space, but we'll see when we get over there. Y'all are gonna hear me take a bunch of little coffee sips throughout this until I'm finished. So sorry for that, but it'll also help me get across the bay, closer to work, and all. Same city and everything. It's also closer to the people that I hang out with from work because all of them live in a certain town, and it'll be in that town. So I'm excited for that. And I think I would get along with the roommates pretty well. I only got to meet one that will be there, and then the one that's leaving. So, but I mean, they have a dog, so that's pretty cool. And then moving on to Tuesday. Tuesday was a heck of a day at work. We had a school drive where we had to be up early and we had to be outside, and it was cold. And I am not built for the cold at all. At all. I moved further south, and I was like, okay, won't have to deal with the cold as much. And it was cold, but apparently it was a lot colder back home. So glad I wasn't there. Not gonna lie. Between yesterday and today, I've spent most of my time at work door dashing to try to avoid the financial hole I'm heading towards rather than pull myself out later. I think most of it is me just overthinking things. However, I would rather overthink and be prepared rather than underthink and end up blindsided. So yeah, with some different things, like I don't think it's as much of a financial hole as it's just me doing things and like I like to be ahead rather than just on track or behind, obviously. Uh, and so a lot of it's just me kind of overthinking stuff. And it's like, I don't think in like, okay, I have to have this much money by this time, and then this much by this time, and then this much by this time. I think, okay, I have to have all of this money and I have to have it now. And that's a lot more difficult. So I think it'll all balance itself out. I'm going to continue door dashing because, we'll get to that. Next day, it was the 31st. It's the end of the month. We are officially 1/12 of the way done with the year, which, yeah, 1/12. This day was smack dab in between. By the way, I caught the rest of these up because I haven't had any time from work, and you'll hear about my day yesterday in just a moment. But yeah, I haven't had any time at all to do these, so I caught them up right before recording this. But yeah, 31st was the end of the month. It was smack dab in between two busy drive days, one with the school and then one with another place, which is an emergency drive, which we'll get into that tomorrow. We'll in just a second. We'll get to that into tomorrow's. Words are hard, guys. Anywho, yeah, this is the 1 day rest I got in the office before having a mega day and then having two more drives to finish out the week. But I'm super excited for this one because, or for tomorrow, well, for the next day, because I got a call from our call center. So sometimes you end up being a match for a certain patient. And as you know, like I give platelets, I try to pretty often. And I ended up being a match for a patient that they needed an emergency order for. So they called me and they were like, hey, will you please donate? And I was like, sure. But the problem was the day before I had tried to donate, or actually maybe, no, that day, the 31st, I tried to donate and my iron was too low. So after they called me and they were like, yeah, you're a match for this person and they really need some right now. And I was like, crap. Which is different from the typical call. Just being like, hey, we're running low. It's like, hey, you are a certain match for this one patient who needs it now. So I was excited about that. I worked here for 6 months and hadn't got that call yet. And I finally did. And I was like, okay, I've got to make this happen. So I got off work, tried to do some things to make sure that my iron would be high enough. I got two sirloin steaks, 8-ounce sirloin steaks, ate them both medium rare. It's the only way to eat it. Got some iron pills, got some cashews because apparently cashews are supposed to be really good for your iron as well. And then some ingredients to make a super disgusting smoothie that was supposed to be really rich in iron that I made that Thursday morning before the drive to drink. And then the entire time I was just throwing back cashews. I mean, because I'd heard that they were really rich in iron. I was like, I bet. So I got some, and I'm just chunking them bad boys back. So then we move on to the next day. Because, by the way, I'm throwing those cashews back the day before and the day of. Just madman. So moving on to the first, which was that Thursday. It's the first day of February. Can I help you? First day of February. And okay then. Wow. I'm just gonna keep on. If it's too bad, then I'll put his blanket over to Cage. First day of February, we're starting off with a bang. This drive did over 100 people. That is fantastic. And with each donation, that's 3 lives saved. So that's 300 lives saved right there. So that's great. Or over 300 actually. They actually used me as the 100th person registered, so it was like, woo. I was able to donate platelets, although I almost screwed myself out of it because, like I said, I'd been focusing so much on raising my iron, and I ate the steaks, which helped my iron, and I got the iron pills, which helped my iron, and I got the smoothie, which helped my iron, and I got the cashews, and they helped my iron. But the problem is, cashews are salted, and I ate like a bunch of pickles that are high in salt as well. Um, and so I'm just throwing these back for like a day and a half, and my blood pressure was high. And my blood pressure's never been high for real. Like every time I get it checked, it's been right on the dot where it's supposed to be. But luckily, I was able to drink some water and calm down for a little bit, and so it didn't get me deferred. But I didn't realize it until like a day later. I was like, "Oh, it's the salt on those cashews. That's what messed me up." Um, the drive finally finished. I was exhausted. I wanted to go home and go to bed, but I was like, I want to do something else. So I ended up going down to the karaoke bar, of course. But like I mentioned before, I'm trying to not use alcohol as much. So I went down there. I didn't drink any alcohol. I got some non-alcoholic beers to try because they had them there, and I wanted to see because somebody at work suggested it might just be the ritual of like drinking a beer before you like it. It's like a placebo, like a sugar pill kind of thing. It's like you think that that's what's helping, so it does help. Um, it was okay. I was still, I mean, I had like 8 or 9 of them honestly because they gave them to me buy one get one because nobody else drinks them. I mean, who goes to the bar to drink non-alcoholic beers? That's fair. Um, but yeah, I sang 2 songs and I was shaking like an epileptic during our earthquake. So sorry, Katie. Um, but anywho's, after that, I went to bed and I absolutely passed out. So that was day 32 of 365. Fantastic. Um, that Friday, the day after, I was on the drive again today. We were out of elementary school. I started to miss the office days because I like kind of having that time to like structure everything in the week, and I only got 2 days that week. But that's just how it happens sometimes. Sometimes you're just busy on drives and you got to help out, especially with us being short staffed like everyone else is right now. But anywho, overall, I mean, this week took a lot out of me. Um, and so there was, just going and going and going. And I'm really good in the moment about just forcing, like, I'm gonna work through the week. I'm gonna work through the week. I'm gonna work through the week. And a lot of times it catches up with me on the weekends and I just die for a day. Um, but that was, yeah. So finishing up Friday, I went, did I go door dashing? No, I didn't. I'm gonna have to go door dashing though because I'm just ready to get through this next week. Because I have some PTO on not this week being the week of the 4th, but next week being the week of the 11th because it's gonna be Mardi Gras, and I don't remember if I've told y'all or not, but I currently live in Mobile. Coffee. And Mobile is very big for on Mardi Gras. Apparently, it was where the first Mardi Gras celebration took place in the United States, so that's pretty neat. Of course, New Orleans is the big place for Mardi Gras, but I mean Mobile is right there behind it for sure. So they do a lot. So I really wanted to experience that and dive right in. I got some friends from work going out with me. Um, I plan on drinking all day. That's not really a day where I'm like using alcohol to do anything. It's just like I'm going out on Joe Kane Day, which is the adult day, and I'm like, okay, the thing is drinking and just like letting loose. So like I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna get me a thing of whipped cream vodka and a thing of orange juice and just mix those together and just go with it until it runs out. And it's gonna be a great day. It's fantastic. I will get me an Uber. Don't worry. I'm getting an Uber. Decided I'm gonna do my little ritual of getting my iron high. Maybe not with so many cashews this time. But at least with maybe not with a steak either. Probably just a smoothie and the iron pills. I'm starting to take the iron pills, so it'll hopefully balance out. Um, but that way, hopefully, I can donate again Thursday, and then maybe my gift card will be here by Sunday or before Sunday, and then I can use part of the gift card at Walmart and part of the gift card for Uber. So I'm just not driving because that's a bad thing. You shouldn't drink and drive. So for any of you out there thinking about drinking and driving, don't do it. It's bad. Um, but yeah, I'm super excited for Mardi Gras. And then we get to yesterday, the 3rd. This was my catch up day. I woke up at like 7 and then went back to bed. And then I woke up at 9 and then I was like, okay, I'm up. This is a good time to be up. And I could not move from the bed. I was like, I don't want to do anything. And I looked around at my room and I was like, I knew that I needed to like clean it up and I just could not. It was very much just like your body needs to rest. My mind was screaming at me to be like, okay, it's time to get up. You've slept long enough. It's time to do stuff. And my body was like, no. So I went back to bed and then I woke up at like 3 or 2:30. And then I was watching videos on my phone for a little bit. And then I went back to bed and I woke up at like 7. And I was like, okay, I need to start doing stuff. And then I moseyed around in bed for about like till like 8 or 9, and then I finally got up and started working on stuff. Probably 8:30. Then that's when I started on stuff, and then did that for a while, and then did a stream with my buddy Luis. So shout out Luis, y'all. If y'all listen to the Thinking and Drinking podcast, you know who Luis is. He was my first guest on Thinking and Drinking, and I miss that man dearly. He is one of my best friends without a shadow of a doubt. It was a lot of fun. So that's why I'm wanting to play some more Pokemon so I can get caught up because we have some ideas for content regarding the new DLC, the Indigo Mask for Scarlet and Violet. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Super excited, but I have to finish the main story and the DLC, which I had already finished it, but whenever I transferred onto my new Switch, the save data for every single game except for Pokemon Scarlet transferred. And then Pokemon Scarlet just decided it was not going to transfer my save data, so I have to start all over. And I also lost my Hisuian Zoroark that I had. That was like level 50. So that's a sad day. But anywho, it is what it is. But before I did the stream, I got up and I was productive and I cleaned up and got myself ready for the next week. I did it well enough, in fact, that like this morning I got up. First thing I did was put my clothes away from where I did laundry. And yeah, I'm pretty set. Because at the end of the month, I am moving from Mobile to Foley for the new roommate situation. So eventually, a lot of my like week stuff will start focusing on door dashing to make sure that I have money to like get a U-Haul and move everything, and then packing stuff because I'm gonna try to pack stuff ahead of time. Because there's going to be a slim window there because the current person that lives there has to be out by the end of February. And I kind of need to be out by the end of February too. So, because I start in March and I'm guessing wherever he's living, he starts in March too. So there's like a slim window there for me to hurry up and get my stuff and get out. So all the stuff that I don't use, I'm going to try to pack away as much as I can. I wish it was an empty room because then I could just start moving stuff casually and wouldn't have to worry about it. But it is what it is. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But as for now, we're on Sunday. And Sunday is going to be a day filled with, not as, I mean, it's a productive day, but it's not such a productive day. Like I did enough last night to where I did some this morning and I'm completely caught up. I might go through some boxes and start packing some stuff away just to get it done. But eventually I'll run out of things to do. But yeah, so that's the week in review right there. Um, so next up would be, what are we going to talk about? Okay, okay. So I figured out what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to take me a nice little sip of coffee first. That's so good. If you're curious about what kind of coffee I'm drinking, I do drink my coffee black. So for those of you that I really want to not pour my stuff out, let me see if I can. There you go. For those of you on the video cast, I do drink my coffee black. A lot of people don't like that. I do though, so it's good. Also, just completely random. I feel like you can't beat coffee, or you can't beat coffee from Waffle House. If you've never drank black coffee, I highly recommend you try their black coffee first. And I'm pretty sure it's just regular Folgers, but there's just something. There's just something about drinking it from that Waffle House mug. It's different. It hits different for real. But yeah, I think this week we're gonna focus on. Don't worry, I've got my bottle here. It's antibiotics. It's not any kind of crazy drugs. I'm not even taking them. I was just fixing the lid. But anywho, so I think what we're gonna do this week is, because this is one thing that I'm kind of getting better on. So a few weeks ago I went to the dentist, and that was a big deal for me. We're gonna talk about just self care. For those of you who are like me and aren't quite used to that. Sorry, I hit the mic. And you're not quite used to that. So like myself, I'm not used to having insurance that I use. I'm not used to really taking care of myself, I guess, for lack of a better words. Um, so like currently the thing that we're getting on is like I've started, tossing around the idea of, let me see how my insurance would work with like mental health things. Mental health is extremely important. It's important for everyone, but as a dude, I'm going to speak primarily on the fact of, I think it's really hard, or it has been. It's becoming more accepted for men to ask for help with their mental health. But it's okay. It's 100% okay. Um, it's okay not to be okay, as Demi Lovato said. I think that's Demi Lovato. If it's not, then I'm gonna get absolutely roasted in the comments of this video and this podcast. So we'll see. Um, but yeah, guys, it's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to seek help. It doesn't make you any less of a man, or it doesn't make you weak or anything. I think the real thing that really got it in my head was like, okay, you know, I'm good at flipping that switch in like work situations where I can be social and everything, but like I know that I'm not. I know that I'm not where I used to be, and I used to be a really really social person. I used to be really really good in any situation, and I was the life of the party, and I've kind of lost that over the years. Um, Through whether, I don't know if it would be like a trauma thing. I don't know what classifies as trauma, or like I don't know. For some reason I've lost it. There's probably a lot more to unpack there. And that's the thing. That's why I'm thinking about like reaching out, maybe starting some therapy whenever I get moved and finances kind of settle out. And mainly anxiety meds, because my thought process is I wouldn't really have to use alcohol to help me in these situations where I'm like, I'm just a little ball of nerves just running around all the time. Um, and I would kind of just chill out a little bit more, and it would be nice. Like in this environment, I like to think I'm very chill. This is, like I've said before, this is my safe space, so I enjoy this a lot, and I appreciate you all being here and creating. I mean, I know I technically created this safe space, but I created this safe space with and because of you, the people that listen and message me afterwards and are like, hey, I listened to it, like I appreciate it. Or even those times like the one after the date, I had people reach out to me and they were like, hey, that made me sad. Are you okay? Like, and I'm like, yeah, I know. Um, and I'm not really good at sharing my feelings all the time. So this is kind of how I do that. I just talk about them, and I'm like, yeah, this is kind of where I'm at. And it's good to do some self reflection. But I think that in a world where now self help and mental health care is a lot more. I don't want to say available, because it's still not as available as it should be to a lot of people. Um, but it's okay not to be okay. Like I said, I think that that's something I'm going to start trying to prioritize a little bit more and look into as more of a viable option now that it is more available to me. Um, and if it is available to you, I do highly recommend that you take advantage of it. And if it's not, I advise you strongly to find yourself some self care system, like whether that's talking to a friend, a family member. Do it in a way that's healthy. Don't resort to like a bottle of booze or a bottle of pills, or something like that that can be detrimental to your well being. But it's important to have some kind of support system there for you because life's tough. Like regardless of what you're going through, and I've met people that's like, hey, I haven't really ever been through anything in my life, and actually I dated her, and it was really difficult because like I would talk about stuff and she's like, I've never really been through that. And to me, my thought, and like some people are like, oh yeah, like some people don't go through things. And I don't think that's the case. I think they just go through different things. Like there are things that she's been through that I wouldn't be able to understand. And there were things that I went through that she wouldn't be able to understand. And that's just people and everyday life. I mean, we all go through things. That's what makes us who we are. That's the beautiful thing about life is that we're all different. And because if we were all the same, I mean, it would get pretty boring pretty quick. But we're all just, I mean, I don't want to say puzzle pieces because, you know, my, well, I don't, I had a conversation with a friend recently, well, a while back too, about, she's on the spectrum a little bit and she thinks that I am too. But I mean, I don't know. I've never been professionally diagnosed. I don't think I am, but apparently I have some tendencies. But I don't want, which, puzzle piece is not a derogatory term by any means. But we're all puzzle pieces a little bit. We're all like unique in our own little ways and we all fit together and it's, we're all little pieces of the puzzle, of life and the fabric of life and paving out our own little way here. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's about all there is to it. I, I've it's been a rough week, but it's been a good week, and it's going to be an even better week this week. So I'm excited. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. I'm excited to, like I said, to go through and experience more things. I'm becoming more of an adult day by day, and I realize that. Don't know how I feel about it, but I realize it. Um, and I think, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm saying this for you or if I'm saying it for me, but, to all the overthinkers out there, including myself, it's going to be okay. And it's okay not to be okay, but it's going to be okay. So I'm glad that all y'all are here. And this is really the highlight of my week. I need y'all to know that. Coming here, whether it's one or two people or no people that I'm talking to, this is truly the highlight of my week. Getting here, um, going over taking that moment of perspective to look back on everything that's happened, not only in the week, but in my journey in this starting this year. And, even before I got here, I mean, I've made so much progress. And I really, really strongly encourage you. This goes along with mental health and it goes along with everything in life. I strongly encourage you to take a moment and do the same because it's so easy to overlook how far that you've come when you get caught up in the day to day. You're making progress, even if it feels like you're not. The you of tomorrow, the you of a month from now, the you of a year from now, 5 years, 10 years from now is going to look back and you're going to realize that you were making a lot of progress, even though you didn't realize it. And it's easier to see that progress and not feel so let down going through that day-to-day struggle if you take those moments of reflection for yourself. So I highly, highly encourage that you do that. Because, I mean, I did it. And I'm noticing that things aren't so bad. And it's good. It's good to be alive. It's good to be experiencing this crazy roller coaster ride. So, but I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up there, guys. Go if you need some self care, go take that self care. You deserve it. If you need to talk to a friend, talk to a friend. Find that mental health care that you need wherever you can find it. And most importantly, make life worth living, guys, because it's worth living. You gotta pull a few strings and you gotta change a few change a few patterns up here and there, but I mean, it's worth living. It really is. Take that time to reflect and see that. And if no one told you today, you're beautiful, and I love you, and I'm so thankful for you being here. Not only in the podcast, but just being alive and being here as a person. So I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up, guys. I am so very thankful for you all. I hope to, like I said, I say all the time, hit me up on these. I've pretty much deleted all social media, so that's gone. I have YouTube and I have Spotify, and that's pretty much the two realms of contact that you can hit me up on. Um, so if you want to watch the video cast, you can find me over on YouTube at number one DERWILD. That's one Dare Wild. Because Wonder Wild, as spelled out, was taken, but we're doing it with the number one DER Wild, WILD. So you can find me over there and watch videocast. You can also see my streams. You can also see my super reviews. I'm slowly building that up. I have 3 subscribers right now, so if you want to subscribe, that'd be fantastic. If you don't want to, that's also okay. You don't have to. But we're just slowly building it up. It's something that I enjoy. I don't think I would be doing it if I didn't get the enjoyment out of it, because obviously the fan base isn't there yet. So there's no reason to keep me doing it when I don't enjoy it, but I do enjoy it. So it's a lot of fun. And yeah, so, but like I said, we're going to end it there, guys. Thank you so much. I hope to see you back here next week. Leave a comment if you're watching the video. Tell me what you thought. Tell me anything. Tell me how your week's going. Same thing on Spotify. There is a question and answer part where it says, what do you think about them? I will post those, unless you don't want me to post them. And if you don't want me to post them, just add in the comment. Just be like, hey, do not post. You just put DNP, and I'll be like, okay, do not post. And those only go to me. And then I will post. I'll go through them and post the ones that I see that want to be posted, or don't care about being posted. So yeah, but I appreciate hearing from y'all, and I hope to hear from y'all next week too, and see y'all back here so that we can talk about our week from there. But that's it for this one, guys. Thank y'all so much for stopping by, and y'all have a great rest of y'all's week. Bye.